Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time live stream. We're back from the New Jersey Fest for Beatle Fans 2025. I got Sticker Granddaughter here, and I got a special guest here on a Wednesday, Sticker Teenager. You want to say hi?
Hi.
How's it going out there?
A Little Beatles Corner said, hi, Sticker family.
How you doing, Patricia?
Looks like you had fun at the fest.
Yep, we had a good time at the fest. We got some bad weather coming in tonight in the next hour, but I imagine that a lot of the rest of you do too. What's going on out there? Are you excited about the anthology rumors for the end of the year? They've already, where did the book go? The book might be right about you.
This?
Yeah. They've already said that on August, they've already said there's a pre-order on the new expanded anthology book. This is the a sealed one from the year 2000. But you usually know when you get something like that, the book, then physical releases will be in November. What are we gonna get? We're gonna get a new DVD, Blu-ray box set or 4K. We're gonna get new albums, expanded to twice as long. We're gonna get new. These are the CDs from 1996 and 1995. There could be all kinds of things they could do. There could be the Star Club tapes that Peter Jackson owns and has been working on. There could be the Decca tapes, the Decca audition from January 1st, 1962, that they think they found the copy of the master tapes in Canada, but Bruce Spicer and Mark Lewison's not so sure on that. That Washington Coliseum concert from February 11th, 1964, they showed some of the clips of it in the Beatles 64 documentary. They could put out the whole thing, all restored by Peter Jackson. Could put out the whole Shea Stadium concert. What's going on there, Sticker Kid? Could be 20 hours or who knows how long it could be. I guess it'll get released to Disney Plus before we get a physical release. There'll be new Peter Jackson, I'm sure, has worked on Free as a Bird and Real Love, where we'll hear him like we've never heard him before.
Uncle Paul said, hello, Frank, Travis, Ari. Oh, I see my t-shirt. Wow, thank you.
Uncle Paul, why don't you get up and show him your Uncle
That's what I
Paul's
was trying to
t-shirt.
tell him to do.
Get in the middle there. Show him your Uncle Paul's Beatles Pop Playhouse.
Nicole said, good evening, Frank and Sticker Kids. I pre-ordered the book, but it only comes out as a paperback.
As a paperback?
Thomas Crook said, hello, Sticker family. Donnie Goldstein said, hi, folks.
How you doing, Thomas Crook and Daniel? What was the last one?
Danny Goldstein.
Danny Goldstein.
A Little Beatles Corner said it would be nice if they told us exactly what is coming instead of having to speculate.
Well, that's the way that goes. The rumors are flying around. I'm sure they're working on it, getting it ready. Peter Jackson is into overdrive right now, I'm sure.
Mark's Memorabilia said, how was your NYC trip? Did you go to Dakota or Strawberry Fields?
No, we took the Path subway underneath the river. It takes only about 5 minutes to get from our hotel to the World Trade Center Memorial Exhibit. Is that what you call it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we went and did an hour tour of the exhibit. And then me and Mikey Rugla went back to the fest, and my son and grandson did the ferry to Statue of Liberty.
Uncle Paul said he looks great. Thank you. Alan C. Records said, hello, Frank, your family. Nice to
How
see
you
you.
doing?
On
Nice
Sunday.
meeting you, Alan C. Records in Jersey City
Danny
at the Hyatt Regency.
Danny Goldstein said, Mr. Stickermania, I can't believe I just missed you on Sunday at the Beatle Fest. I was hoping to meet you.
Oh, dang, we didn't know you.
I didn't know that.
Sorry.
We left about
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock and drove 12 hours or more than 12 hours.
13 or so.
But we left about 4 o'clock and got back at 4 in the morning.
Daniel Castillo said, how was dinner? Angular and Carlos?
Yes, we had several dinners with Angular and Carlos. We got along with them pretty good. We even got them to be in that little video we had that Sticker Kid got a little jealous of when we showed the skyline of New York City behind us. He said, boy, that's cool. I wish I was there. Didn't you say that?
Uncle Paul said, actually everyone was great. Mr. Beatles Pro said, hello everyone.
How you doing, Tom, Beatles Pro?
Danny Goldstein said, I got there around 3:30 and then hung out with Mikey Regular for a few hours.
All right. I know they left about, what did Joe Mayo say today on Two Legs? I think they left about 5:30.
Daniel Castillo said, might want to have Carlos and Angular as guests on everything else.
Yeah, we'll see if we can do that. The only problem is Angular doesn't speak English. Carlos is his translator.
And Brad Parnell said, I keep forgetting your new time slot. I see you now. And Uncle Paul said, where's Mikey?
Where's Mikey? Me and Mikey is going to do every little thing with maybe Tom Beatles Pro in either 2 or 3 weeks from today. Today is the 9th, 16th. Either the 16th or the 23rd. I think those are the dates. Mikey hasn't given me a heads up yet which one, but we're going to do every little thing about...
Episode 5, I guess it is now.
What?
I think it's episode 5.
Episode 5, it'll be on Beatles memorabilia and the stories behind them. Because Tom, the Beatles Pro, knows all the backstories. All right, let's show what's on the table, and I'll go into some other things. Got this from Uncle Paul. Uncle Paul's Beatles Pop Playhouse. Subscribe to his channel if you haven't. This is original promotional for the Beatles Anthology. Not everybody could get this. You had to be involved in TV to get this. Pretty cool, the story of the 20th century's greatest romance. Unprecedented television event. On the back it says the executive producer was Neil Aspinall. 1995 Apple Corp Limited. And this poster was inside it. Pretty cool poster. On the bottom it says, their incredible story told in their own words, then and now on the ABC television network. So they even have that, giving you clues on then and now right there. On the bottom it says Sunday, November 19th, the premiere. Second episode was Wednesday, November 22nd. And the last episode was the next night, Thursday, November 23rd, 1995. All right, thanks a lot, Uncle Paul, for selling me that.
He says your background looks great.
Promotional. Yeah, we got all Anthology behind us except for Chapel Roan right in the middle.
Mark's Memorabilia said, I think Sticker Kid is going to end up carrying the Beatles flame to the future.
We met a 11-year-old Jack at the Fest for Beatle fans, and he knew a lot about the Beatles. I gave him a few pointers, but you saw him in one of my shorts. I gave him one of the Hard Day's Night tickets, all 13 of the yellow ones I had with the different printing and the stubs still on them. They're all been sold and milled out. I think Joseph Mantino got his too today, and he was thrilled to death.
Danny Goldstein said, hard to believe it's 30 years already since Anthology.
25 years since the book, and 30 years since the television and the and the CDs that came out. The laser disc would have been a few years later.
Mark's memorabilia, so are there vinyl records or a book in that PKG?
In that package. Oh, the Uncle one you got from Uncle Paul.
This?
Yeah.
No, this is just a promotional that only probably went to TV stations and people that were involved in the TV industry. Just a folder with the poster inside.
Daniel.
And I will sell that for the same price I sold my James Paul McCartney to. I had showed that folder, and Tom Beatles Pro bought it for $135. I'd sell this for the same price. Beatles Anthology, $135.
Daniel said, "Look, magazine's poster sold? ? Thanks for sending me the ticket, Frank."
You're welcome.
No, the look posters are not sold.
The look posters, took them down today. They're in the other room in frames. They are still $750 for all 5 of them.
Uncle Paul said Chapel looks great. Thrilled with my ticket. Thank you. And thank you for the gift, Uncle Paul. I liked it.
Uncle Paul, he likes Chaperone a lot. And somebody, what is the man? He sent me a big message today. Paul should not be allowed to die.
Yeah, the Paul should not be allowed to not die, guys.
Yeah, he sent me a big message about Chaperone, and he said I alerted him to Chaperone, and he discovered her, and he understands all about it now. Second on Chaperone, then we'll go back to the Beatles. Got that signed Pink Pony Club single. And I got the signed Midwest Princess from a lady that's in the music industry on the West Coast. Are you helping out?
What?
Are you going to help out? You want to help with my Pink Pony Club single?
No.
No. So when the day I discovered Pink Pony Club, how many times did I play the song?
Too many.
50 times?
I'm pretty sure there's more.
I drove him nuts. I don't think he ever wants to hear Pink Pony Club again. Is that right?
That beat, Here Comes the Sun.
So you learned how to use Spotify, right? Did you learn how to do Spotify? All right, good job. So Pink Pony Club was going down in the charts in the United States. It went up to 7, then went back to 9, and this week it's back up at 5, going with a arrow up. So it's not done yet. It may go all the way to number 1 here in the United States. In the United Kingdom, Pink Pony Club went back to number 2. The Giver's losing some steam. It's at 11. The album is 11 on both charts. So Chapel is really, I watched her Call Her Daddy podcast. It's supposed to be the most famous female podcast there is in the United States. And I watched all 90 minutes of it. And her comments, you just take them with a grain of salt, because Chapel, she doesn't think, she just says what's ever on her mind. But she sure has sparked debate on parenting, with candid comments about friends with kids. So the thing about Chapel is, it seems like when she has bad publicity, it only adds to her legend.
Daniel Castillo said, "I heard Pink Pony Club playing at a bar."
All right. My son heard at a karaoke bar.
Frankie.
I'm sure they're playing it at every bar there is. That and Shabuzi's bar song. Shabuzi's going all the way back to the top of the charts again. Number 1 on the country charts. Excuse me there, sticker kid. Take a break. You want to leave for a second? Come back?
No.
You can. All right. Come back towards the end, 10 minutes towards the end. Come up with a story or something. You can have a little sticker time. Thank you. All right, get done with this Pink Pony Club. this is a sign on the front of the single, the Record Store Day release of Pink Pony Club. It says, "Thank you for all the love, Chapel." That's the pink vinyl record. And then this is signed underneath the shrink. They took the shrink off. She signed it right on the cover. And then they put the shrink back on. It says, "Thank you for all the love, Chapel, X's and O's." So I'm going to be putting that up on my STICKERMANIA 2853 eBay store for close to $1,000.
Don't break them.
It's like the Beatles. The most valuable thing is a signed album. And then if you needed to get a hold of me about that anthology I said, it's Mr._STICKERMANIA@yahoo.com. All right, anything else about Chaperone? Ed Sheeran and Jimmy Fallon, they were in disguise in the subway there in New York, and they performed Pink Pony Club. Check that out on YouTube. That's it for the Pink Pony or Chaperone moment. This guy's got any questions about that?
No questions.
Some new things I got in. Talked about the anthology. Let's talk about the fest for Beatle fans, New Jersey, 2025.
Hold on, someone has a Pink Pony Club.
PWC said, "Is the Pink Pony Club and Pink Pony Cafe the same thing? Moolah have a song called Pink Pony Cafe."
I don't think so. Pink Pony Club was written by Chaperone 6 years ago. So Harry from Harry's Music Room reached out to me, and that stereo #2 East Coast butcher cover he has in the factory shrink that he got from PB Thal. He sold it to me, and he sent it overnight express. I should have it tomorrow. A really nice stereo East Coast butcher cover. Let's see if I can get a near mint peel out of that and show it on Saturday. Fest for Beatle fans. We got there on Friday. We met up with Mikey Arugula, and I think we saw Joe Mayo on Friday also, and Uncle Paul. We don't have a shirt in here today. Now, we have a card for him. Yeah, over here. Here's a card for him.
I got a Mikey shirt.
Here's Uncle Paul's business card. Check out Uncle Paul's Pop Beatles Playhouse. So on Friday we met up with them, and we went to the ballroom and saw in concert that evening, and saw the Black Ties, that young group. And we put a video short of them, and it looks to me like they're going to replace Liverpool when Liverpool retires. Liverpool's getting on in its age, like we all are. But the Black Ties are pretty darn good for a young Beatles. Would you call them I don't know, about a Beatles group, light group.
Imitator?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be called Imitator. They call them something else, but...
Tribute. Beatles tribute band.
Yeah.
Saturday we got up early, and we went 8 in the morning, had breakfast. We took the PATH subway to New York, and we did the World's Trade Center Memorial exhibit for an hour, and then me and Mikey went back to the fest, and we went to the collector's panel at 1:30, where the two legs, Tom and Andy, were on it, and Joe Mayo was on it, and that was pretty good. And then at 6 p.m. we went to the auction in the ballroom, and I won 2 items in the auction. I won this Let It Be Canada box set. It's in excellent condition. You notice how the box set is a flat cover where flat matte color black, where the UK is a glossy. They wanted to release like this in the United States, but the Capitol Records said it had been too expensive, so they didn't do it in the United States. They just put out the single album that was a gatefold cover in the United States. I don't have one right here in the room. But slide that out, and the book is in beautiful shape in the inner tray. I'm not going to take it out of there because it's so fragile, but the inner tray is in real nice shape. Let's put that back together one more time. And I want a butcher cover. The butcher cover is right behind you there, but I'll get it. So when
Uncle Papa.
Tom Frangione and Mark Lapidus were handling this butcher cover and started talking about it, I went up there and asked to see it, and they let me inspect it. I was the only one that had inspected this and the Let It Be box set. I think I don't know if I psyched out the other bidders or what, but I won both items. I had the inside scoop. I went up and looked at it. So it's West Coast with a few tears, but you know the West Coast are almost impossible to peel now, and it's got the gray border on the top. And when we get to 2,500 subscribers, I'm going to give this away with 3 difficult questions about the butcher cover. I might call Perry Cox and get some inside scoop from him. That'll be really difficult.
Uncle Paul said love sitting with you guys at the auction.
Yep, Uncle Paul was with us in the auction, and Joe Mayo was, and Mikey Arugula.
And me.
And I don't think Tom Beatles Pro was with us that night, was
I
he?
remember he went and did Manhattan that day with his family.
He wasn't there on Saturday.
Brad asked a question.
What's the question?
Brad Parnell asked, did you get to meet Eddie Deason at the fest?
Joe Mayo spent some time with him. I saw him there, but I didn't go up and get his autograph. But Joe Mayo did, and Joe Mayo's got a little short video of him and Eddie Deason, so check that out. And the I Want to Hold Your Hand was played at midnight in the ballroom, and we didn't stay for that because that was the night we had to get to bed early so we could get up at 8 the next morning. I've seen I Want to Hold Your Hand. It's a pretty good movie.
You need water? You good? You got some?
Were you excited with how it turned out?
What's that?
Like how it went when you were there?
Yes.
Okay.
She's just asking your opinion.
Talked about the Saturday. Sunday we left at about 3:30 so we could get back. And other Beatle news. We've all seen about the Sam Mendes is going to make 4 movies with the different Beatles perspectives from John, Ringo, Paul, and George. And they're supposed to be all released in April of 2028. And the rumor is that they might all be released the same day. So we have to go on like a Friday, and we have to go on a binge. We can watch them all the same day or watch them one at a time. That'll be different. I don't think they've ever done that at the movie theaters. This will be something unique. What do you think about that?
Read the comments.
Is there comments?
You done my thing. Mark's Memorabilia says the vinyl record from Canada inside the Let It Be box, a US matrix or a UK matrix. You can email me as not to just interrupt your show.
They're not UK.
Brad Purnell said, I want to hold your hand. It's hilarious. It's fun to watch over and over.
Yep. Eddie Dietzon's great when he shows that Beatle collection he had in his hotel room. This has got scratched out. It's Bell Sound. And it's Phil and Ronnie. So this uses the same plates USA does on the Let It Be in Canada. Not the UK.
Brad Parnell said the actor they have playing John is way taller than the other actors.
So Harry Dickinson is the tallest of the 4 actors. He's playing John Lennon. Paul Mescal is going to play Paul McCartney. Paul Mescal was in Gladiator 2 and he was on Saturday Night Live recently. Barry Keoghan is going to play Ringo, supposedly already practicing the drums. And Joseph Quinn is going to play George Harrison. Shout outs to some people that have mentioned me in their videos in the last few days about the fest. Uncle Paul, Mean Mr. Mayo, Tom from Two Legs mentioned me today on his Two Leg podcast. And Robert S. on Rob's Secure Music showed Mr. Stickermania in his roundup of the Fest for Beatle Fans 2025 in Jersey City. Alright, any other questions? I'm going to start showing some more things.
And
Brad Parnell said, Joseph Quinn was awesome as Eddie in Stranger Things. I'm looking forward to him playing Johnny Storm in the Fantastic Four movie.
Alright.
I like Stranger Things. It's my favorite show.
What artist did Stranger Things make one song of hers go way up in value?
Kate Bush.
Kate Bush, she knows. What format is the most valuable? Is it an album? Is it a small record? Or is it a cassette? Which one made the value go way up?
Cassette.
Yeah, that's it. Sticker granddaughter is getting the trivia questions right tonight.
I know I'm good at this game.
So I got this all from the same seller. I got a sealed 2014 Beatles and Mono Sgt. Pepper. According to Mike from the In Groove, this is the best sounding audiophile pressing and mono that exists besides that Sgt. Pepper Nimbus Supercut that I shipped out today to the retired DJ in New Hampshire. Got a 2014, this is open, still in the shrink of the Beatles White Album. And I got this, is pretty cool, I got from the same seller, Cream Desiree Gears, if I can say that right, Desiree Gears, but it has the original hype sticker still in the shrink for Sunshine of Your Love. You know me, I'm Mr. Stickermania. I'm all about collecting these hype stickers on classic rock albums. It's in excellent condition. I'll be putting it on my Stickermania 2853 eBay store tomorrow. I've already taken pictures. The Sgt. Pepper is already up there on my Stickermania 2853 eBay store.
Uncle Paul said give her a prize.
Give her a prize. What should I give her, Uncle Paul?
a round of applause.
Wow. I don't want that.
Someone asked about the Cream album.
Yes. What's the question on the Cream album?
Give me a second. My Wi-Fi's going out.
Is that Cream album a US or UK pressing?
This is a US. Atco Yellow Atco USA.
Ha
My Wi-Fi went out for a second.
Slack it. What the heck?
Can you
Thanks.
give me my papers back?
Can you say please?
Please.
Oh. You actually being nice. Wow. Ain't that sweet?
Oh, yeah,
All right, Uncle Paul sold me some things at the fest. A Beatles for sale, late, like a 1969 UK pressing with -2 on the side 1 and -1, the one you want on side 2. So 8 days a week. It sounds terrific on this pressing. And he also sold me a 1963 pressing mono from the United Kingdom of Please Please Me. The original minus or 2N and 1N. So side 1 is the original 1N and side 2 is a recut of 2N. It does have sold in the UK along the label, so it has to be a 1964 pressing. I was trying to teach the 11-year-old Jack about things like that and teach him not to put the album in that 60-year-old fragile cover, but put it behind it. So he was listening to me on things I was trying to teach him.
That's the storm that's going across the United States.
Meet the Beatles, the blue vinyl that was available, pretty sure at Target. Uncle Paul sold me that also. Sealed Meet the Beatles on blue vinyl.
I never saw that at Target.
Yeah, they sold it.
Not when I was alive. Daniel Castillo said, I believe the recut was done in the fall of 1963.
All right, thanks for that.
Uncle Paul said,
Input.
they look great, Frank. Jack, sweet little boy and future of collecting.
Yep, you can check out Jack on my video short, and Joe Mayo did in episode 2 of his Fest recap. He has about a 5-minute segment on Jack. That 11-year-old knew more about the Beatles than any young kid I've ever met in my life.
Did Jack remind you of yourself?
I didn't know that much at that time.
Okay.
But I didn't want to teach him too much. I didn't want him to go fast. I want him to enjoy his journey of the Beatles. So I'm sure he'll figure it out, the Magical Mystery Tour and all the things, German pressing, all the things you gotta have. His number one thing to get is a butcher cover. That's amazing at 11 years old. Got this at the fest from the Beatles Marketplace. This is the Beatles 2023 red and blue vinyl colored sealed box set in the slipcase. And you're right, Tom, Beatles Pro. This is still available on the Beatles store. I checked yesterday.
Daniel said, get the boy on the Every Little Thing show. And Week 55 said, do you sell items on consignment?
That would be a great idea if we did a Zoom with the 11-year-old Jack. So I'm reaching out to you, Jack. You want to do that on Every Little Thing in a month or so? Ask your dad to see if we can do a Zoom on a Wednesday at 8:30 p.m.
We did give him a card, so he should have a card. But
that's a great idea. Great idea. That would be a great thing for my channel to interview Jack for an hour. Me and Mikey Arugula can interview him. That would be great.
Do you sell items on consignment?
I have sold items on consignment before. Somebody's gonna send me from Canada a Led Zeppelin poster for 1969 at the Fillmore that I'm gonna sell on consignment.
Okay, well, someone asked that time.
This 20 hits album, I don't know if I talked about this yet, but it has all the Decca songs on it and some Hamburg, the Beatles in the beginning tracks on there. But on the side 2, it's got 3 Cool Cats, Crying, Waiting, Hoping, Besame, Mucho, Searching, Chic of Araby, Money, Take Good Care of My Baby, Memphis, Sure to fall, Till There Was You, and September in the Rain. I don't see money listed on any of those tracks. Guess they didn't have room for all 15 tracks. Alright, somebody wanted to see some Neil Young. Got the Badfinger autographs to show one more time.
There ain't no noise yet. Calm down. No storm in here yet.
Shut up.
Freaking
I'm about to leave this place.
Freaking out. You got a big storm coming. She's not a fan.
Because why would I want to be doing
We'll
this?
stay on here 10 more minutes if you got some questions. Because the storm is on the way. Neil Young, Comes a Time from 1975. Which one of these came out first? I'm pretty sure Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, Deja Vu. With the embossed, gold embossed cover. And my favorite Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young album is the Four-Way Street, the live album. Great live album in my opinion, 2 LP live album. I don't have a Ziggy Stardust in there. So that's my Neil Young moment. Badfinger autographs I showed there when we did that real impromptu live stream from our hotel room in New Jersey, Jersey City. Show this one more time from the early 70s when they toured America. Badfinger had Straight Up out and No Dice. And you got a Pete Ham. You got a Mike Gibbons, complete name. Joey Mullen. And it's hard, it's in green ink, kind of faded. And then a real great, Tom Beatles Pro said that's the best. Hardest one to find is Thomas Evans, or Tommy Evans, but it says Thomas Evans.
Uncle Paul said he has his info. He will reach out for you.
Who will?
Uncle Paul. Brad Parnell said he emailed you the Mosquitoes cover.
Got this from Uncle Paul's in Jersey City. Listen to these playing cards. This was a promo for the Walls and Bridges, John Lennon. Mean Mr. Mayo, Joe Mayo got the big album, or the big poster I had of this. I've had a sewing kit, but this is a sealed playing card set for Listen to These Playing Cards.
You might as well pop back in and show the shit
Sticker
again.
Kid is back.
Show the shit again. Show off the shit again.
Here one more time on Uncle Paul's
There's no bag.
Beatles Pop Playhouse. Sticker, teenagers, what, you're 5'7", you're growing up quick.
Here's my Mikey Regula t-shirt.
And get over here in the middle. Sticker, granddaughter's going to show both sides of the Mikey Arugula. Turn around. Mikey Arugula. We got several shirts from Mikey Arugula in New Jersey, Jersey City. All right. Any other questions you have for me tonight?
No. Have a nice night, best friend. See you Saturday.
I'll show these. They're talking about the anthology. I'll show these movies I have on Blu-ray. And then we will be done tonight. The Annular and Carlos, they bought about 5 of my Hard Day's Night yellow tickets, and they bought about 5 of my sealed boxes of the 1993 River Beatles collection. Pretty sure it's a River group that put them out. But I noticed that these 3 have a different cover on every one of the sealed box sets. But they have all been sold to Annular. And he bought 5 of my Hard Day's Night preview unused tickets. And then we show these Blu-rays. We got Hard Day's Night. We got Help on Blu-ray. We got The Beatles Get Back that was on Disney Plus, 8.5 hours. Blu-ray 2-disc edition of 8 Days a Week by Ron Howard. And then the Beatles 1, 2, Blu-ray and a CD set of the Beatles 1.
Wink said, what's the stadium seat from? Uncle Paul said it's original Shea Stadium seat.
The Shea Stadium seat, you want to help me pick this up, Sticker Granddaughter? Right here, $1,500. The original metal here is from when the Beatles performed in 1965 and 66. In the late 70s, they replaced all the wood middle with these plastic.
Daniel said the Get Back movie is currently expensive on Amazon. Glad I got mine day one. And Danny Goldstein said field box seat is what he's saying for
this.
that.
This is a field box seat. All right, you better say goodbye, Sticker Granddaughter.
Goodbye. Have a nice night. Hopefully the weather's good.
You want to get up and say goodbye to everybody?
See you Saturday.
All right, thanks a lot for tuning in Saturday. Check us out, and we will be back, and we'll start getting ready for the next Every Little Thing with Mikey Arugula, and we will reach out to Jack and see if we can do a Zoom with him.
Well, we got Tom was supposed to be doing the next
Yeah,
one.
Tom's going to be the next one, but we'll do Jack. I said a month away.
Yeah.
All right, thanks a lot from Louisville, Kentucky.